when I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. In a restless world like this love is ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be completely, or I'll never give my heart. And the moment I can feel that you feel that way too is when I fall in love with you.
When I Fall in Love, the one and only Nat King Cole, starring Nat King Cole and his family, twin daughters Casey and Timbaland Cole, his brother musician Freddie Cole, his wife Maria Cole, and Natalie Cole. Featuring special appearances by Sammy Davis Jr., Ella Fitzgerald, Johnny Mercer, the Mills Brothers, the Oscar Peterson Trio, Billy Preston, and the producer-director of the Nat King Cole Show, Bob Henry.
Chicago, Chicago, that toddling town, Chicago, Chicago, I'll show you around. I love it, bet you about $1 you lose the blues in Chicago, Chicago, that town that Billy Sunday could not shut down. On State Street, that great street, I just want to say, they do things they don't do on Broadway. Say, they have the time of their life. I saw a man, he danced with his very own wife in Chicago, Chicago, my hometown. On State Street, that great street, I just want to say, they do things they don't do on Broadway. Say, they have the time of their life. I saw a man, he danced with his very own wife in Chicago, 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 my hometown.
I feel that his presence was so inviting, and I think that part of the magnetism of his performances is that he did it with such ease. A lot of who he was came out in his music, and I think that was the very soul of who he was.
My dad just had a charisma about him. That part of himself he took everywhere, even at home. And when he walked on stage, that walked on with him.
Nelson Little, can you shoot me an introduction?
He began performing as a jazz pianist, a teenager almost too shy to sing the songs he wrote. And by the end of his all-too-short career, he had become one of the most beloved vocalists in music history.
He was better than the best because he could make you feel very, very, like I say, he could reach out and touch you from him playing the instrument.
Cole Trio began recording in 1940, ushering in the first Nat Cole era, a time when his work at the piano would not only inspire and influence numerous jazz greats, but would consistently earn him recognition as a top jazz artist.
I don't know too much about the recognition my husband should have as a jazz artist, but I know that even those who got a little annoyed when he became a famous singer have always touted him as one of the greatest jazz pianists. And that's the only thing that I personally know. I've heard Quincy Jones say it, I've heard Oscar Peterson say it, and I heard Art Tatum say it. So to me, what a wonderful group to be included in.
This time we like to amble over and give you a little combo session with the fellas. How about a little ditty called Just You, Just Me? Just you, just me. Let's find a cozy spot to cuddle and woo. Just us, just we. I've missed an awful lot. My trouble is you. Oh, gee, what are your charms for? What are my arms for? Use your imagination. Just you, just me. I'll tie a lover's knot around wonderful you. Oh, gee, what are your charms for? What are my arms for? Use your imagination. Just you, just me. I'll tie a lover's knot, tie a lover's knot. I'll tie a lover's knot around wonderful you.
We grew up listening to that music all the time in the house while we were young. I don't think it was ever explained to me that voice was him. I think it was just something we always heard, again, around the house, and it was automatic. When you sing the way my father sang, that's a God-given talent that you don't really learn that. It's who you are. And I think that that's what comes over in when you hear his voice.
And now here's Nat with the Oscar Peterson Trio to do the jazz classic Sweet Lorraine. Along with Oscar's piano, you hear Ray Brown on bass, Herb Ellis on guitar, and Coleman Hawkins will join them on the second chorus.
Now I've just found joy. I'm as happy as a baby boy with another brand new choo-choo joy. When I met my sweet Lorraine, 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 she's got a pair of eyes that are brighter than the summer skies. When you see them, you'll realize why I love my sweet Lorraine. Now when it's raining, I don't miss the sun, because it's in my baby's smile. And to think that I'm the lucky one that will lead her down the aisle. Each night I pray that no one will steal her heart away. I can't wait until that lucky day when I marry sweet Lorraine. that no one will steal her heart away. I can't wait until that lucky day when I marry sweet Lorraine. Thank you.
My husband had a great dry sense of humor.
Very easygoing guy, you know, very likable guy. Talked to a lamppost. Loved to go to ball games, and well, he loved sports. You know, Nat was a fun-loving guy. You know, and he came off being shy. You know, but he was a fun-loving guy.
Nat, you know, you sing so wonderful at the end when you sing. Nat, you know, I've been watching the show, and I've been a big fan and a friend of yours for many years, and all the million sellers you had. But Nat, can I give you just a little suggestion?
What's that?
Nat, you're doing wonderful now, but you need a style when you sing.
Sammy told me that he had a crush on Dad, if you will. I mean, he just loved him. And he met Dad when he was quite young. And he wanted to be that. He wanted to be Nat King Cole.
I used to walk with you along the avenue. Our hearts were carefree and gay. How could I know I'd lose you somewhere along the way?
Mind if I come in? You my guest?
The friends we used to know would always smile hello. That's the way it is. Our love, like our love, they say. Then love slept through our fingers.
Cheat!
Somewhere along the way. Somewhere along the way.
What you saw out on that stage, that was Nat Cole. All the time, because that was his first love.
I would say that his style had its own personality. You know, you could tell right away if it was Nat Cole playing, and you could tell right away if it was Nat Cole singing.
Now everybody gets together on this next number, and we're really going to have a jam session. The song is called Caravan, and we like to do it pretty much the way we recorded it in my album called After Midnight. We feature on trombone Juan Tizol, who composed Caravan, and Jack Costanza, who is also heard in the recording. Nights and stars above that shine so bright, the mystery of their fading lights that shines upon our caravan. Sleep upon my shoulder as we creep across the sand so I may keep this memory of our caravan. This is so exciting. You are so inviting, resting in my arms as I thrill to the magic charms of you. Beside me here beneath the blue, my dream of love is coming true within our desert caravan. dream of love is coming true here in my desert caravan. Here in my desert caravan.
When I remember I've grown accustomed to her face was when I think Rex Harrison sang it in My Fair Lady. And when I heard my father's rendition, I loved it. It's beautiful. I was watching the eclipse a few nights ago with my son, who's 6 years old. And when my father was singing that song, I've grown accustomed to her face, my son looked at me and he said, "Mommy, what's wrong?" And he must have seen a faraway look, and I must have been shedding a tear because my son said, "Mommy, are you okay?"
I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes my day begin. I've grown accustomed to the tune she whistles night and noon. Her smiles, her frowns, her ups, her downs are second nature to me now. Like breathing out and breathing in. I was serenely independent and content before we met. Surely I could always be that way again, and yet I've grown accustomed to her looks, accustomed to her voice, accustomed to her face. I've grown accustomed to her face. She almost makes my day begin. I'm very grateful she's a woman and so easy to forget. Rather like a habit one can always break, and yet I've grown accustomed to her looks, accustomed to her voice, accustomed to her face.
He just seemed to know what to do when he looked at a lyric. I've never understood it myself, but it all came out easy. He didn't sing in the shower. Once in a while I'd hear him, just sort of clearing his voice in the morning. But it just was easy for Nat. It was Nat. It was from here all the time.
I'm in the mood for love, simply because you're near me. Funny, but when you're near me, I'm in the mood for love. Heaven is in your eyes, bright as the stars we're under. Oh, is it any wonder I'm in the mood for love? Why stop to think of whether this little dream might fade? We've put our hearts together, now we are one. I'm not afraid if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love. now we are one. I'm not hurt if there's a cloud above. If it should rain, we'll let it. But for tonight, forget it. I'm in the mood for love. Dear, when you smiled at me, I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony. Sing with the strings of my heart. It was like a melody. I heard a robin sing about a nest set apart. All nature seemed to be in perfect harmony. Sing with the strings of my heart. Your eyes made sky seem blue again. What else could I do again but keep repeating through again? I love you, love you. I still recall the thrill. I guess I always will. I hope we'll never depart. Dear, with your lips to mine, a rhapsody divine. Sing with the strings of my heart. Your eyes made sky seem blue again. What else could I do again but keep repeating through again? I love you, love you. I still recall the thrill. I guess I always will. I hope we never depart. Dear, with your lips to mine, a rhapsody divine. Sing with the strings of my, sing with the strings of my, sing with the strings of my heart.
When my husband was offered the television series, it was just wonderful. We're going to do it.
And to NBC's everlasting credit, they put the first black man on network television.
Ladies and gentlemen, the National Broadcasting Company takes pride in presenting the incomparable Nat King Cole.
The Nat King Cole Show premiered as a 15-minute program on November 5th, 1956. Its mere existence was history-making. Nat Cole was the first African-American artist to host his own primetime television series.
I like to think it was kind of like Jackie Robinson. He really broke the ice.
My husband never thought of himself as being the first in anything then.
Nat and I forged ahead like he wasn't black, just another talented artist. So Nat and I were really impervious. We knew there's problems in this world with minorities and things like that, but we chose, hopefully, to rise above it in our own little bailiwick.
Bob Henry's contribution to the show was immense. In the first place, Bob Henry was sincere and honest about what he was doing and had such great respect for Nat's talent that I put him in the group of people who were responsible for that show being as good as it was.
Crazy rhythm, here's the doorway. I'll go my way, you go your way. Crazy rhythm, from now on we're through. Here is where we have a showdown. I'm too high hat, you're too low down. Crazy rhythm, here's goodbye to you. They say that when a highbrow meets a lowbrow, walking along Broadway, soon the highbrow, he has no brow. Ain't it a shame? And you're to blame. What's the use of prohibition? You produce the same condition. Crazy rhythm, I've gone crazy too. lowbrow walking along Broadway. Soon the highbrow, he has no brow, hanging to the shame, and you're to blame. What's the use of prohibition? You produce the same condition. Crazy rhythm, I've gone crazy too. Crazy rhythm, I've gone crazy too.
The Nat King Cole Show struggled to find an audience. So in an effort to boost ratings, the show business community came out in force for Nat.
He was talking to all his friends who agreed to come on for nothing, you know, and to do it with him until we got a sponsor. I think they wanted this show for him as much as he wanted it, because there's very little bigotry in show business, very little, and especially among performers. And I think they were all so anxious for this to come to pass, you know, and not from the standpoint only of it being the first, but just he was a performer who had something to give that he wanted to give to the public, and these people wanted to help him do it.
Oh, baby, I'm racking my brain to think of a name to give it his tune, so very good room, and maybe old thing, we'll give it a fling, and that was all everyone humming the thing. A melody's dumb, and read and repeat, and if you can swing, it's got a good beat, and that's the main thing, to make it a ring, cause everybody's swinging the beat. So we gonna do best the one that's not for Sammy King. Hey, 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 hello, best the one that's not to swing that swing, baby. And that's the last round, and making me down, and Ray Anthony can rock it for me, and never a doubt, you knock yourself out, whatever you can hear was mine. To give to this tune, so Perry can prove, and maybe old Bing will give it a fling, and that's about everyone humming and sing. The melody's dumb, repeat and repeat, but if you can swing, it's got a good beat, and that's the main thing to make it complete, cause everybody's swinging today. So we're gonna go first, someone is not for Sammy King. Hey, 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 it's go first, someone is not to swing that swing.
The Nat King Cole Show, sadly, was ahead of its time. Despite NBC's commitment to the program, racism in America in 1957 was still so prevalent that the show never attracted a national sponsor.
When this television show started, we never gave that a thought. I think we were both a little naive there because it was going pretty well, and I think we both we never discussed that, never. I think we both kind of thought it might make it. And I think we were both, Nat was very hurt when he gave it up. But he was that kind of man, you know, instead of getting, I'm angry and he's sweet, and he just accepted it. But he said he wouldn't do it any longer if he couldn't get the sponsorship. He really could have stayed on, you know. They didn't pull him. He decided to give it up. And that's very important, as you've probably heard the profound statement that he made, which is true, when he said Madison Avenue's afraid of the dark.
Well, he was such a frank individual. If that had to come to the point where he had to speak about it, he spoke about it. He just told him how he felt, and that was it, and moved on. He wasn't the type of person to hold grudges either. You know, he spoke about it, he said what he had to say, and then moved on. Tomorrow's another day.
It is only a paper moon hanging over a cardboard sea, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. It is only a canvas sky hanging over a muslin tree, but it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. Without your love, it's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, It's a melody played on a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me. It's a honky-tonk parade. Without your love, it's a melody played on a penny arcade. It's a Barnum and Bailey world, just as phony as it can be. But it wouldn't be make-believe if you believe in me.
He and Ella were very dear friends. Ella was so musical, it's just ridiculous, you know. She's a sweet person, too.
Together, they are electrifying. I could watch the two of them sing forever and ever.
Be wise, be smart, behave your heart. Don't upset your cart when he's so close.
Be soft,
Right.
be sweet, but be discreet.
Right.
Don't go off your beat. He's too close for comfort.
Too close for comfort, please, not again. Too close for comfort, when, say when. Be firm, be fair, be sure, but beware.
On your guard, take care, while there's such temptation.
One thing leads to another, too late to run for cover. He's much too close for comfort now. One thing leads to another, too late to run for cover. He's much too close for comfort now. One thing leads to another, too late to run for cover. He's much too close for comfort now.
And I think that's what people were attracted to, his accessibility as a person on stage. You felt drawn, you felt included in his show, his dialogue, his constant smiling.
He just knew how to reach out and touch someone. That's what it was. He would reach out and touch someone. It would mesmerize you. You had to keep your eye on him, you know. And then he was a fantastic storyteller. That's the only thing I could say. You can just tell, he tells the story.
If you have any sensitivity whatsoever, or an appreciation maybe of music, or the poetry of music, you cannot take your eyes off Nat King Cole.
The evening breeze caressed the trees tenderly. The trembling trees embraced the breeze tenderly. Then you and I came wandering by, and lost in a sigh were we. The shore was kissed by sea and mist tenderly. I can't forget how two hearts met breathlessly. Your arms open wide and closed me inside. You took my lips, you took my love so tenderly. Your arms open wide and closed me inside. You took my lips, you took my love so tenderly. You took my lips, you took my love so tenderly.
Mona Lisa was one of my husband's great successes.
I get a sad feeling when I hear that song. It's beautiful, but it's haunting. And I don't know why I'm saying that, because it doesn't evoke really any memories. Again, I was only 3 when he died. Dad, when he sang, he articulated so beautifully that, well, you just enjoyed hearing every word. I feel like the song like Mona Lisa is one where his phrasing is almost like he's talking, and I feel as if I feel very close to him.
Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your smile? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Are just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Are just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa. What a day this has been, what a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling, Why, it's almost like being in love. All the music of life seems to be like a bell that is ringing for me. And from the way that I feel when that bell starts to peal, I would swear I was falling, Why, it's almost like being in love.
I never heard Nat criticize anybody, and I'm sure he must have, but I never heard it. He loved people, and he sort of loved being around people too. He was not a loner at all. I think that he was happiest when he was with the people in his profession.
Would you join me, Mr. Cole?
I'll be more than happy to. You started off.
I found my thrill on Blueberry Hill, when I found you.
Still on Blueberry Hill and linger until my dreams came true.
The wind in the willow plays love's sweet melody, and all of those vows we made were never to be.
Though we're apart, you're part of me still, for you were my thrill on Blueberry Hill.
On Blueberry Hill. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Bill Preston. I know that you have a very excellent career ahead of you, and keep up the good work and good luck, huh?
Oh, loved that duet with Billy Preston and Dad. What I loved, too, was that he's so cool. He let this 10-year-old, how old was Billy, 10, 11? He lets this kid have all the glory, and he kind of sits there on the edge and does a little something, something. But he's very aware of giving Billy the spotlight, and he's like the addendum. And I just picked that up from watching that, and it's just so sweet.
Save the Bones for Henry Jones. Again, a wonderful man, Johnny Mercer, and such a talent. And Nat and he were friends, and they loved working together.
We're gonna have a supper. We'll eat some food that's rare. And at the head of the table, we'll replace Brother Henry's chair. Invite all the local big dogs. We'll laugh and talk and eat. But we'll save the bones for Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat. Today I'll go to market, buy up a lot of fish. Oh man, that will thrill Brother Henry, 'cause fish is his special dish. Get a large can of molasses, so we'll have something sweet to eat. But we'll save the bones for Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Henry is not a drinker, he rarely takes a nip. He do not need a napkin, 'cause the things he eats don't drip. Flip! One day we had a banquet, it really was a bake. Ooh, they started off with short ribs, and they finished up with steak. But when the feast was over, Brother Henry just kept his seat, and we served the bones to Henry Jones, 'cause Henry don't eat no meat. Was most proper, right down to demi-tasse, from soup to lox and bagels, and pheasant under glass. We thought the chops were mellow, he said his chops were beat. We served the bones to Henry Jones, because Henry don't eat no meat. He's an egg man, Henry don't eat no meat. He digs that yogurt, Henry don't eat no meat. A vegetarian, Henry? Come in, mother. Henry don't eat no meat. During the holiday season, there's one song in particular that comes to mind. It's just right for our memory spot tonight.
I think probably the first song that I ever remember my dad singing was the Christmas song.
I can't even begin to tell you why that song does what it does to all of us at Christmas time.
When you hear it, you hear the smooth, velvety voice of my father, and you know that the holidays are upon you.
You can sing the best loved Christmas songs of all time, but when you sing that one, it just closes the book. Okay, that's it. It's officially Christmas now. Okay. You know, it's wonderful.
For my mother and father, my mother always talks about how what a wonderful time of year it was for her with my dad.
Christmas was the one time that we were really a family in every way. Everything. He never worked during the holidays, the Christmas holidays, and he got up in the morning at 5 o'clock doing this. That was his trademark, I should say, and he, with his children, and it was the best day of our life, the very best day every year for 15 of the 17 years. It was just a wonderful time for us.
On so many different occasions, I'm with my mother, and we're walking in a store, and all of a sudden, here comes Dad. So we just look at each other and sort of nod. And but at home, it's sad. It is sad because it's a beautiful song, and he should be here.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh. And every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
He was pretty honest, pretty direct, and his work reflected the same. He was gentle, he was funny, he had a great sense of humor, and his work reflects the same. He was a hopeless romantic, and his work reflects that as well.
When someone asks me about his place in popular music, number one, no question about it.
He was one fine person as a man, not as an entertainer, not as piano player, but as a man, you wouldn't find a finer person.
It's very, very important for people to know he was a quality person. He was. And yes, I do look at him through rose-colored glasses.
Those personal memories of my dad at home or in the movie theater laughing or driving down the street, just the two of us in the sports car, playing miniature golf, every now and then sitting at the piano with him. Those are the memories I cherish.
And it's a wonderful feeling just knowing that people are playing and loving his music, and his memory just stays alive in people's hearts and their minds, and it's very comforting to me. Sometimes I'll be driving and one of his songs will come on the radio, and I get a very warm feeling. It's most of the time it's not sad. It's wonderful to know that not only am I listening to this particular song that happens to be coming from my father, but that other people may be listening to it as well. And that's joy for me.
I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, just rolling along. I'm quitting the blues of the world, just singing a song, just singing a song. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson. Hey, Pa, get ready to call. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm going to fall, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, rolling along. Glory, hallelujah, I just phoned the parson. Hey, Pa, get ready to call. Just like Humpty Dumpty, I'm going to fall, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world, just rolling along, rolling along. See you later.